I would suck his extremely long nipples. Num, 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 num. All right, here is Andrew Tate's final message.
I was thinking for a long time how
Damn,
to
this one got fucking 1 million views, dog. That's crazy.
start this video.
Okay, listen, before we even watch this final message thing, I'm just waiting for Tucker Carlson to have him on. Because I care about that more than anything else, because this is boring. Why is this boring? Because it's woman behavior. It's female behavior to try and talk for 1 hour. A man, a real man, is clear and concise with his message. A man doesn't chirp for 1 hour about being banned and being kicked off the Matrix. When you live outside the Matrix, you need to be a man. A man doesn't need 73 minutes to make a point. That's women behavior. You also put your shirt back on, which is, again, female behavior. A man frees the nipple. So this is not top G behavior. This is bottom G behavior.
Because it needs to be concise and compendious, but I also want it to be very, very comprehensive.
Dude, he put music in the background too. God, this is so shitty. God damn, dude. Oh God, his apology video, which I'm sure will be, first of all, he said concise, 73 minutes, not exactly concise. Also use the word compendious. What a fucking dildo, dude. This is not the good shit. The good shit is like short, punchy quips where he just says like dumb shit like, oh, women are bitches. They're property. They're your property and they should act like it. That's what fucking gets the people going. Not like, oh man, I got banned off social media and now I'm going to be a good boy. I promise.
And I guess the best place to start is at the beginning. There's been many different versions of my life story, which have been put on the internet as of late and from many years ago. But I'm going to give a very, very quick overview of my story.
Andrew Tate did one debate and then his life fell apart, dude. Andrew Tate, this is a story about never doing debates. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sometimes you think you're debating a pink-haired SJW and then some guy comes in and you don't know who this man is, and then he starts saying things like imperial evidence, and you don't know what that means, so you repeat it, and you say imperial evidence. What does this have to do with the empire? And then before you know it, everyone's cutting videos about how much you suck.
My life has always been difficult. I've certainly had a difficult life. I preach to the people who follow me that as a man, trauma and difficulty is extremely important because it's the building blocks for mental fortitude and physical fortitude.
A former friend of mine was posting his shit on Facebook and his ex commented, I literally used to peg you daily. Oh my God.
So I'm very, very happy that my life has been difficult because it's impossible to become a capable man or a man of my capability without struggling with facing.
Dude, why is everything he owns so gray? That's, again, female behavior. A real man doesn't have a couch that also goes along like a bond layer. Interior decoration is female behavior. Are you a woman? Why do you care about your interior decoration? Also, it's fucking color matching his fit.
Adversities without trying to overcome often insurmountable odds. I grew up in South Side of Chicago. I'm obviously a person of color. I was bullied in school to a degree, and my father always taught me to stick up for myself. I was never allowed to run and cry to authority. I was told that if...
Oh man, hit the I'm a POC so quick. Like, he hit the I'm actually a POC, and I'm from the South Side of Chicago so quick, dude. It's crazy.
Someone wants to mess with you or come at you, you can't always go tell the teacher. Sometimes you have to deal with it. I was actually picked on by these two kids
He's from
when I
Gary,
was
Indiana, by the
riding
way.
the school
L,
bus
big
home.
L.
I think I was around 5 and they were around 7. They were a bit older than me. And they used to pick on me on the school bus. They'd sit behind me, throw things at me, hit me, etc. And I came home and I told my dad about it. And I said, Dad, these 2 kids are picking on me every single time I get the school bus. I don't know what to do. And my dad said, I'm not going to call the teacher.
Wait, is he going to turn around and be like, that's why I became the bully? Like, what do you mean? What are you fucking teaching children? Dog, this is a villain origin story. He's like, I was bullied, so I became the bully. And then I told other people to also become the bullies.
Because the teacher ain't on the bus. And I'm not going to call the school bus driver because they're busy driving. Son, if you want to deal with this, you're going to have to deal with it yourself. And I said, but Dad, they're bigger than me. What do you want me to do? There's 2 of them and they're bigger than me. And at the time, I'd just come home from school and I was holding a lunchbox. And my dad pointed and said, you have a lunchbox, son? Teach them. So weeks had passed. It was a few weeks.
Dad said, do an assault with a weapon. That's awesome.
They kept picking on me, and I felt myself sitting there getting more insecure, and the rage was boiling inside of me. And one day, one of them slapped me in the side of the face from behind. I was sitting on the chair. He slapped me in the face from behind. And instantly, I don't know what it was, but this was the day I had enough. And I turned with my lunchbox and swung it over the back of the school bus chair and caught him and busted his eye clean open. The plastic Batman lunch.
Is that editing? No shot. He put sound effects on this?
Lunchbox. Hit him in the eye and blood started squirting everywhere. All the children started screaming. And as I did this, the bus had just come up to a stop. It was a few stops before my stop, but it had stopped. And as the bus stopped and the screaming happened, I just got up and I just ran off the bus and ran home. I've never run so fast or so far in my life. I was full of adrenaline. I just ran. When I got home, I had blood on my clothes and my dad looked at me.
Bro, what is this story time production, dude? Yo, there's like sound effects in his story. Yo, okay, I should have watched this before, bro. This shit's funny as hell.
So what happened? And I said, that kid, I won't say his name. I said his name at the time. I said, that kid, he hit me in the face and
I won't say his name. What are you going to fucking dox someone from 30 years ago, bro?
I had enough of getting hit in the face. And I was still holding the lunchbox, but it was all smashed up where I'd hit him with it. And my dad kind of smiled a little bit and said, don't worry, son, get in the car. We got in the car and we went to Walmart. We walked up and down the aisle and he looked and picked up another lunchbox, an exact replica of the same blue Batman lunchbox, gave it to me and said, I'll buy you as many of these as you need. And that was the last we spoke of it. Funnily enough, I never saw that kid again. I don't know if he changed schools. I don't know what his parents did, but I never saw that child again.
He killed him. He died, bro. The moral of the story. Kill your enemies. That's what I learned at the age of 5. Also, his accent went away. I can't even do his accent now. He doesn't even sound like himself. What the fuck's going on?
So, even from a very, very young age, I was taught that going to authority and crying and hoping someone else is going to fix your problems is not the way a man should conduct himself. When I left Chicago, I moved to Luton, England, which was...
Bro, he's from Gary, Indiana. He's not from Chicago. He's not from Southside Chicago. That's fake. He's doing the classic bit of like, listen, if you're close enough to Chicago, you just say you're from Chicago. Another classic thing is like when people grow up in, well, maybe not Dearborn, but if you grow up in like Ann Arbor or some shit, you always say you're from Detroit because like you want to present yourself as hard, okay? Now, Luton is actually dog shit from what I understand. So like Luton, that part is real. Honestly, Gary got cred too. Isn't Gary, Indiana the most dangerous city in the U.S.? I don't know why he doesn't say he's from there. Why does he say he's from Southside Chicago? Doesn't Gary have the highest murder rate in America? Does it? I thought it was St. Louis. Gary has some credit. Freddie Gibbs from there. Gary, Indiana, big L. But Luton is also pretty bad.
multiple times voted the worst town in England. It's a high crime rate. It's a very bad area.
He's not wrong
My mother
about
and
that.
father broke up, so I was in a...
You know what it is? I think that's why he didn't say Gary, because people don't know Gary, Indiana like that. The people don't know Gary, Indiana is like that. So he says Chicago is literally right next to Southside Chicago. That's why I think he's saying Southside Chicago because it sounds cooler. And immediately people know, like, oh, that's... People don't know Gary, Indiana like that, but everybody knows what Southside Chicago is, and he wants, like, street cred.
Single mother household. And now I'm a person of color in a single mother household. I'm also the only American at
I think I know why. Say Gary in his accent. Gary, Indiana.
the time in Luton. And I had, again, repeat problems in school. I was picked on for being the only American. I was picked on for not knowing things I should have known because I hadn't been through the English educational system. I'd been through the American educational system. And I had trouble in school again, but I stuck up for myself. Unfortunately, nothing got violent at any point, but when people made fun of me, I stood up.
He's a person of color. He's black. He's half black. His dad's black. Or I think quarter. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, he is black. I'm not saying he's not. I mean, he is also very reactionary and, you know, routinely says, like, fucked up shit. I've never seen him directly say really awful shit, like super racist shit about black people, but I have seen him say super racist shit that other racist people say about black people. Like if a purple person was constantly stealing your shit, and you saw a purple person and you thought to yourself, oh, this purple person is gonna steal my shit, that's normal. If you didn't think that. Yeah, he's used, purple is instead of saying like a black person, or instead of using the classic example that like racist people use, he says like, in order to basically remove himself of like any sort of like this guy's a racist takes, he says purple.
Stood up and say, listen, don't make fun of me. I'm from a different place and I talk differently. And I always understood that standing up for yourself, I never went to the teacher, I never cried to anybody else. I just stood up for myself. And over time, people learned respect for me and my boundaries, and they were very respectful of me. And I had a very positive experience from then on out in school by simply standing up for myself, because this is how I was taught to act. In high school, I ended up having a reputation of a guy that nobody really messed with. I certainly wasn't a bully. Absolutely.
The Black Manosphere kicked Tate out a while ago? No, I don't think so. Fresh and Fit love Andrew Tate. What do you mean? They dick ride him so hard? Isn't... Yeah, I don't think Black Manosphere think he's bad. He's like popping.
Absolutely the opposite, but no one really picked on me. I actually had a friend in school who was gay. I had 5 main friends in school, and I was also friends with a gay guy. And he would make fun of me for being American, and I would make fun of him for being gay back then. But the world was a very, very different place. This is many, many years ago. And we had friendly banter back and forth, but we were very good friends. And I stuck up for him and prevented anyone else picking on him all of the time. And the banter between us, the locker room talk, which would be considered absolutely unacceptable today, at the time was very, very normal. And we had a great time. We were good friends. And I heard from him, actually, after this ban. And he said, you should mention the fact that the things they say about you completely aren't true. And this leads me on to the reason I believe these narratives have managed to gain such a foothold in popular consciousness. Due to the fact I've managed to develop an iron mind.
FD did a video on it. The older Black Manosphere people don't like Tate, Fresh and Fit, because they're anti-black. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know the intricacies of the Black Manosphere and the older Black Manosphere content creators. I could see that, though. I could see why they would say that. But wait a minute. Why the fuck don't they get mad at, what's his face? Kevin Samuels, then. He's literally the OG of the oldest, the elderly Black Manosphere content creators. And he says a bunch of shit that was like fucked up about black, because I guess it's black women. Maybe that's why. Paint is on Tucker. Not working. The balding dude from Fish and Fit is a Fed, yes. What the fuck is this shit?
Because I'm probably the only individual on earth who can be vilified to this level without taking personal insult and without being emotionally affected, what I have done is I've allowed certain narratives to gain traction, which I shouldn't have allowed to gain traction, because they didn't personally bother me. Because I
Yeah, misogyny. That you were like the #1 women hater.
know they are false. I live with a very, very pure heart. I'm a religious man. I go to church.
Cap.
Anyone who follows me in detail knows I donate huge sums of money to the church. And as long as I knew the truth of my heart and God knew the truth of my heart, I wasn't interested in lies being purported. I now understand that that's wrong.
Bro, this is so funny. Come on, brother. You're a cyber pimp. The fuck do you mean? Like you donate to the church and shit? Dude, people are so fucking stupid. I swear to God. He's like, oh, I go to church like all the time. Bro, you literally have openly talked about pimping women. Like grooming them into fucking sex work and then pimping them out. The fuck do you mean you give money to the church? What is happening right now? I feel like people have completely, like people genuinely don't have object permanence now. I think like maybe the internet, especially TikTok, like all this shit just like canceled out a part of our brains that, I don't know, forms memories and shapes our opinion of individuals. Like last week he was like, yeah, I'm pimping my girlfriends. I'm grooming them. You need to fuck young girls because they're pure. And then now he's like, I'm a religious man. I love the church. I mean, I guess the fucking young girls and impurity is that goes along with the church narrative. But last week he was also talking about how he was like sexting people and like scamming them out of their monies. It doesn't make sense. Like, what the fuck? Are people going to be like, oh yeah, you're a godly guy now?
Because even though I've done nothing wrong, even though it doesn't emotionally affect me, even though God and myself know my innocence, the public...
Yeah, he's like, he's a POC check, has a gay friend check, is religious and donates to the church check. He hit all these checkpoints in 7 minutes.
Public consciousness has been polluted to a point where narratives are being purported which are absolutely and utterly false. And it's having a genuine negative impact on the people who I care about and the people who care about me. And despite the fact it doesn't emotionally affect me, as a man, I have a duty to protect all of those I love. And for this reason, these narratives have started to become very, very harmful. I was under the understanding that on the internet, people don't like you. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you say. There's going to be some people who don't like you, and the people who don't like you are not interested in the truth. What they are interested in is finding some lie that they can latch onto and accelerating that lie.
Damn, that editing is pretty good. He really broke the bank on this one. Whoever edited this video hit my line. You know what I mean? You're doing a good job.
As much as possible.
This is like way sexier than Jordan Peterson's boring ass. But anyway, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Andrew Tate. But I think his popularity is kind of done. I think.
Their platforms to try and paint a negative picture of you because they don't like you. A lot of these attacks against me are disguised under the virtue of caring about women. But none of these people who are attacking me care about women. None of them donate to women's charities. None of them donate to charity like I do. None of them.
Brother, you're so bad at fucking shitting on women that like half these people that don't ever donate to charities of women are just automatically better if they don't say stuff like women are property.
Them help anybody like I do. I'm about to show later on in this video proof of the massive work I do for helping people. They don't help anybody. All they do is just attack me. And
a 75-minute YouTube essay complaining about people attacking him as peak breadtube energy. Maybe he can convert. Yeah, maybe. Donate literally right now or you hate women. I mean, I've donated more to fucking female charity than he has.
Use fake virtue, the fact they pretend to care, as a reason to attack somebody who they personally don't like. And it's very, very different to actually care about an issue or weaponize an issue and pretend to care to try and damage someone else's life. These are very, very different things.
Right, though. You keep shitting on him, but you never do any charity streams for abortion or something? Yeah, you're right. You're so right. If only I had done that, you know what I mean? If only I had like raised hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And this is the reason why I have not tried to dispel these myths as hard as I could have, because I understood that these people are always going to hate me and they're always going to lie about me, no matter what I say or do. But considering in light of the final ban, and considering I have the public consciousness, I think it's extremely important that for myself and for my family and for people I care about, that I tell the truth and I make the truth known to the world, because that is the only intention in my video, is to sit and tell the truth. And the fact that I'm a very, very iron-minded individual who is not negatively affected by these smear campaigns is not reason enough for me not to.
Bro, what do you mean you're not negatively impacted by these smear campaigns and you have an iron mind? You're literally crying for fucking 73 minutes about being banned, brother. That is the exact opposite energy of like being an iron-minded individual.
To sit, take time, and dispel all the negative things which are said about me. I am fully aware that not everybody is going to agree with what I say. I don't think there's a person on the planet you can find who has a 100% approval rate. There's always going to be somebody who disagrees with what you say. If I said the earth was round, there would be a contingent of individuals on the planet who disagree with me. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. I have no problem with being seen as controversial for some of the things I've said. However, I do have two significant problems I would like to address. The first is I do not like absolute and utter lies being told about me. I do not like having long-form video of me
I don't think anybody said he believes the earth is flat. I can't get over his accent being so fucking different, dude. That's crazy. I feel like, dude, this is way too long. And I'm gonna listen. This is way too long. There is content here to be had, though. There is definitely content here to be had. I'm gonna watch this tomorrow. I know I've like said I was gonna watch it, and I never ended up watching this. But I think there's enough content in here that I will watch it tomorrow, because I'm not gonna watch it currently because I have my parents and I are going out to dinner. Andrew Tate backpedaled so fucking hard. He backpedaled his accent. Like, not only did he backpedal on the misogyny, but he's like backpedaling on the accent after being fucking banned. Now, I am a firm believer in rehabilitation, okay? I believe that people can become better, especially after they are held accountable. But having said all of that, do I believe that Andrew Tate is legitimately showing promise, legitimately showcasing that he has, changed? No, of course not. Also, speaking of accountability, I believe in showing accountability by gaming at least a crumb, okay, every night, just a little baby crumb. Wait, is Shroud fucking playing Valorant? Or I kind of want. Would Shroud play with me? I wonder. I want to DM him. I'm gonna DM him. I'm gonna ask him.